Assalamu alaikum. This is Faryal Javed, rule number 21 TE07 from Telecommunication Engineering Department, UT Texila. Today I am going to explain the topic of adaptive filters from the book of Digital Signal Processing by Lee Tan, third edition. Moving towards the definition of adaptive filter. An adaptive filter is basically a type of digital filter that can adjust its filter coefficients automatically based on its algorithm. Unlike the traditional filters with fixed coefficients, the adaptive filters can adapt to change input signals, making it useful for various applications such as echo cancellation, channel equalization, biomedical signal enhancement, etc. The signal environment changes over time. There is a spectral overlap between noise and the desired signal. The noise characteristics are unknown or time varying. For instance, when the interference noise is strong and its spectrum overlap with the desired signal, a traditional filter may fail to preserve the desired signal. In this way, an adaptive filter can handle such scenarios effectively. As we can see that there in the diagram there is noise spectrum and then the desired signal spectrum. The fundamental of adaptive FIR filters. The adaptive filters can be implemented using various algorithms. The two main of them are the LMS and the RLS. Now, moving towards the approaches to adaptive filters, there are basically two approaches: the linear and non-linear one. Today, we'll only discuss the linear one, that is stochastic gradient, and then the least square estimation. From the least square estimation, we'll discuss RLS, and from the stochastic one, we'll discuss LMS. Moving towards the example of noise canceller, for example, we use two microphones. The microphone one detects useful signal and noise. On the other hand, the microphone two detects pure noise from a different source. Here, the adaptive filter predicts the noise detected in microphone one based on measured noise in microphone two. The microphone one basically that detects the useful signal is given by S of n and is combined with n of n. The output to this microphone is d of n is equals to S of n plus n of n, and it detects the pure noise x of n from a different source. This noise is correlated with the noise in microphone 1 but not with the useful signal. Here our goal is to use the noise x of n detected by microphone 2 to estimate and subtract the noise from the signal d of n detected by the microphone 1. Moving towards the simple noise canceller block diagram. So in this block diagram, there is a noise canceller. The noise n of n is a first channel is uncorrelated to a desired speech s of n, making it possible to separate them. The noise x of n from a second channel is correlated to a noise in the first channel, but uncorrelated to a speech s of n. The adaptive filters estimate the noise y of n by adjusting its coefficient using the LMS algorithm. The estimated noise y of n is subtracted from the contaminated signal d of n to obtain the error, and the e of n is approximately equal to s of n, which approximate the clean speech signal. Then we'll have the LMS algorithm, which initializes with W of 0, which can be of any number. Here we have 0.01 that control the speed of convergence. The updated rule contained W of n plus 1 is equals to W of n plus 0.01 into E of n cross X of n. Now moving towards the result of adaptive filter from a noise canceller. The graph basically illustrates the performance of adaptive filter over a 16 iteration, that is from the book of Digital Signal Processing by Lee Tan, table 9.1. Here we took these 16 iterations and we made the graph of it. The adaptive filter's primary goal is basically to minimize the error signal by adjusting its coefficients in response to an input signal. Here, the blue line showing the desired signal, the red line showing the input signal x of n, and then the green line showing the original signal x of n. So the top load represents the target output that adaptive filter aim to achieve. The signal fed into an adaptive filter shows a substantial fluctuation which the filter must adapt to. That is the original signal likely represent a reference signal. Possibly the clean version of signal without the noise follows a consistent pattern indicating it might be a known or expected signal shape. However, the bottom plot is showing the error signal and the filter coefficient, and it calculated as the difference between the desired signal d of n and the filter's output y of n. So it represents how well the filter is performing. A smaller error indicate a better performance. Initially the error is high, but it fluctuates as the filter adjusts. Some large spikes suggest the periods where the filter struggles to adapt quickly. With the filter coefficient w of n plus 1 is given with a line of blue. Now moving towards are the steepest descent algorithm. That is another method to solve the questions. Based on the method of steepest descent, move towards the minimum on the error performance to get to minimum, and it requires the gradient of error surface to be known. The most popular adaptive algorithm, that is LMS, is adopted from this steepest descent algorithm, and it doesn't require any gradient to be known. It is estimated at very iterations. Moving towards the Wiener filter and the LMS algorithm, here the Wiener filter contains the signal and the noise d of n is equals to s of n plus n of n. The Wiener filter algorithm is basically a fundamental method in signal processing that is designed for minimizing the mean square error (MSE) between a desired signal and a noisy signal. It accomplishes this by adjusting its filter coefficient or weights to produce an output signal that closely approximates the clean version of input signal corrupted by the noise. It is the problem basically is given by the d of n, that is corrupted input signal. X of n is input signal to the filter. N of n is the noise corruption to the input signal. Y of n is the output of Wiener filter. And then the objective is to design the Wiener filter such as y of n closely approximate the clean signal contained within d of n, and then the minimizing the MSE between y of n and d of n. And then its mathematical model is explained already explained in the book. Basically, the advantage of this application is to remove noise from the signal, improving signal to noise ratio, and then the signal enhancement, real time adaptation, etc. Moving towards the LMS, the least mean square algorithm, that is widely used in adaptive filter algorithm that iteratively adjusts its filter coefficients to minimize the mean square error between the desired signal and the filter output. It is practically suitable for applications where real time processing and simplicity in implementation are important factors. Here, the problem formulation is given by d of n, the desired signal or a reference signal. X of n is the input signal to adaptive filter, y of n is the output, and e of n is the error. Here, e of n is equals to d of n minus y of n. Our goal is to adjust the filter coefficient iteratively so that error signal is minimized over time. The filter model y of n of the LMS filter at the time n is given by y of n is equals to w into t of n into x of n, where w of n is equals to w of 0 into n and w of n and so on. That is the vector of the filter coefficient at time t. Now moving towards the algorithm 2 of the RLS algorithm. The RLS is basically used to decrease the mean square values. The RLS is generally better for applications required fast conversions and accurate tracking. Now the comparison between RLS and LMS, the RLS, that is recursive least square, and LMS is least mean square adaptive filter algorithm. The RLS is generally better for application that requires faster convergence and accurate tracking of time varying signal due to its use of matrix inversion and Kalman filtering principles. On the other hand, the LMS is simpler computationally and is suitable for a real-time application where computational efficiency is crucial, though it may require more iterations to converge compared to RLS. So overall, we can say that RLS is preferred when the computational resources permits and when rapid adaptation to changing environment and high tracking accuracy are priorities, while LMS is chosen for its simplicity and lower computational overhead in real time. So here, as we can see that on the basis of its output SNR, we can say that LMS algorithm outperform the RLS algorithm. So this is it for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.